from Baddhakonasan, Trikonasan, or even Shravasan, yoga is definitely garnering a lot of appeal. SARVA Yoga, the company which has been founded by Sarvesh Shashi and has Malaika Arora as a co-founder, includes high-intensity workouts, immunity-building pranayams, sleep stories, meditation modules, and lots more. From investors like J-Lo as well as Alex Rodriguez, recently Shikhar Dhawan, as well as a whole host of marquee funds, we connect with Malaika Arora, co-founder of SARVA and Diva Yoga, as well as Sarvesh Shashi, who join in to discuss their future plans, going digital, as well as some death-defying poses and lots more. Thank you so much, both of you, for taking time out and joining in. Malaika, let's talk about yoga in the age of COVID, where everything has gone digital, and there's definitely that move to pivot towards this new digital model. Tell us a little bit about the impact of COVID on the company and what the digital plan is.
Well, I think the pandemic wasn't really slotted into any of our annual, program or schedule, so to speak. So nobody was prepared for that. Of course, I think somewhere everybody pencils in, you're kind of some sort of, disaster or whatever. You always think about these things, but I don't think we were prepared for anything like this. But having said that, yes, we wanted to take our brick and mortar offline situation. We wanted to take that online. That was any which ways on the cards, but we had to suddenly speed it up and put it out there and have it ready literally overnight. I know Sarvesh will say that as well. He will tell you, but the team worked tirelessly overnight and hours just to bring it, to get that going. So yes, we weren't prepared initially, but like I said, it was a step that we were going to take eventually in the next 6 months, 1 year to follow. We were going to take that, step. It just happened, and yes, to change people's mindset of now that we've 100% gone online, to change that mindset was very difficult, because everybody, people would think like, oh God, how are we going to do this? What are we supposed to do? Is it going to be the same? It's almost like, I liken it to a relationship, like when certain relationships between two people, when you have a long distance relationship, I kind of liken it to the same thing. When a partner of yours is away on a long distance relationship, you actually, the one thing that you want and you need and you are so, in need of is touch, or is that physical presence, or that, to have that situation. And when you don't have that, then automatically you kind of adapt yourself. It's just a mind space. You adapt and you kind of understand and get used to the fact that, okay, you're going to have a long distance relationship. So I think that's pretty much how ours was. Something that we were so used to, which was so tactile, going to the studio, working out with our trainers, touch, feel, experience, all of that. And then to suddenly have it online it took a little bit of getting used to, but now we're used to it. Like a relationship that is long distance, and now we're used to it. And of course, what also made it very, very simple was we provide you an entire holistic experience, even while you're online. So it's not like you're going to miss being at the studio, So we give you the same experience. We have trainers that are brilliantly trained and so amazing at what they do. And we give you all of that in the confines of your home, in the sanctity of your home, in the knowing that you can do this in your room.
Oh yes, indeed. Everything has had to pivot and shift to the online model. And Sarvesh, what a long way you've come from, the meager age of 17 when you got introduced to yoga, to now with a number of members, a number of centers across the country. Tell us about how many total subscribers you have, and even online now, how many have you managed to add during this period of COVID?
Well, just a small correction. I started yoga when I was 6 and I met my guru when I was 17. And it has been life-changing from then. So, of course, as you're aware, we were brick and mortar as a space. And March 15th in Bombay, people started saying that 1 week, don't go out, shut your studios, etc. And when that time itself, we said, hey, there's something that we were supposed to launch on June 21st, 2020 on World Yoga Day. which was our digital platform, we literally said, we're seeing this going nowhere. There could be a potential nationwide lockdown because, many other countries went into lockdown. We just need to launch right now. So we launched on March 22nd with the SARVA 1.0 app version and our online web app live website as well. You won't believe it that from April 1st till about, I'd probably say December 31st, 2020, we completed over 5 billion minutes of live classes. We had over 500,000 installs, downloads on our platform. We've, out of that, about 12% currently actively use our platform on a monthly basis and so much more on a daily basis as well. So we've been able to impact so many people across the pandemic. That's number one. But most importantly, for a content company, now we are 100% digital, 100% content, 100% consumer first. Yes, and we've managed to get a little over 1,540 hours of content. And a lot of it, Malaika knows very well. She was saying, Sarvesh, now you need to just get rolling with content, because if you're able to consistently produce content in quality, users will kind of happen. Users will come, they will see benefit in your platform. I would love Malaika to talk a little bit about in terms of what she also saw by ensuring that these amount of minutes of content were produced. Live classes, she was one of them who added on to that 5 billion minutes of live classes.
But when you say 5 billion minutes, sometimes it's a little difficult to fathom, initially when you said that, I remember the first time you said that to me, I was like, what? I asked you, I said, come again. So it's a little, at that point, it's a little difficult to fathom. But then we realized that we have so much of content and we need to use it. And of course, the one thing that I keep saying is, we need to keep refreshing the content. We need to keep, giving people, stuff that they can relate to, things that you can actually do comfortably. And like he said, we started off with a 1.0 and now we're on our 2.0 SARVA, which has everything that you can imagine with, live classes, interactive classes every month that we do. We have videos, we have audio, we have meditation. There's mind, body, nourish that we concentrate on. It's literally, that's how we break it down to mind, body, and nourish. So there's everything that for a holistic approach towards yoga, towards something that this is the birthplace of yoga, which is yoga and Ayurveda that we keep talking about. The birthplace is India. We want to be able to take that across to 7 billion breaths across the world, right?
Oh, yes, indeed. That, of course, is the game plan. But Malaika, there is, of course, that interest that you guys have to innovate, capture this interest towards wellness as well as holistic health. That's really picking up right now. But there are a lot of players as well within this space. Does competition worry you at all, or you think you've made your niche and you're likely to continue to grow?
Well, competition is good. It's healthy competition. I think that is something we should always be prepared for. But having said that, yes, we've captured a market that was genuinely was a void over here in our country. People were not so aware of, so to speak, wellness or a holistic approach. Everybody thought it's for a very niche, rich community, people who can afford it, etc. Now that's not the case. I think the pandemic, if it's one thing that has taught people, is to be healthy and is to have a healthy lifestyle. So wellness definitely plays a huge and a very important role in people's lives. Suddenly people have realized that, if you don't pay attention to your health, it's, something like what the pandemic did. It can impact it in so many ways, and suddenly you're going to be struggling. So yes, people are making that change, and I can say it with a lot of conviction. I know so many of my friends, neighbors, people around, elderly people, they're all sitting at home, not being able to go out, still in the house. And the one thing that keeps them sane is being able to be online and do our classes. And I think that's like somebody said, the more you give, the more you get, and you'll get back 100-fold. So I think we're very happy to be in the position of being able to give so much of content out there in the wellness space to
just to add what Malaika is saying, just to do it with numbers, the niche is one, but I think in the business of wellness, more the merrier. But I think we've understood who our actual audience is. So just to give you some numbers, the average age 3 years ago for SARVA was 46. Today it's 31. So we're really knowing who our actual audience is. We started for the 500 million people in India under the age group of 35, where stress, anxiety, depression, obesity was becoming a global epidemic, just in case UK has a minister for loneliness. So that was our target audience. We made yoga authentic, modern, cool, and accessible. Globally, the female-male ratio in a yoga class is typically 90:10. In SARVA, it is 65:35. Again, we've made a mark there. And during the pandemic, even though we pivoted, we fast-tracked so fast, we've been growing 50% quarter on quarter in revenue. We're at least 8 to 10x ahead of our business plan. More importantly is, in the pandemic, from a digital business standpoint, we've managed to raise capital from the likes of Cutting Edge Group, which is one of the largest kind of music production companies globally and music licensing companies globally, where there's some amazing partnerships that's going to happen, and something we just announced like 10 minutes back. We want to get at least 5 million users over the next 12 months to participate and be a part of our community of beginning yoga and transforming their lives through our 1-year free yoga program, which Malla can also talk about. And yes, over to you.
Okay, thanks for giving us that perspective. So there certainly has been some very strong growth, and you've got a marquee list of investors. You just flagged off one. So Sarvesh, how much have you raised so far? What's the fundraising plan going forward? What will these funds be utilized toward?
Well, see, I think what we've raised so far is absolutely out there in the public, and you guys have very kindly covered us quite a bit. But I think fundraising plan going forward is genuinely to keep getting better off from a product standpoint, from a content standpoint, from a technology standpoint. So anything that we end up raising, which would be much later, we're fortunate that we have a fairly good runway, and anything that we raise will be utilized in 3 things, which is marketing, technology, and content.
So Malaika, I'm going to come to you and just give us a sense as to what exactly the game plan is now for SARVA. You're talking about really capturing the audience. Is there going to be a plan to really, as things open up, get back to the brick and mortar, yoga studios? Are you going to look to expand internationally as well? Or is digital going to make up a majority of the revenues?
Our SARVA yoga internationally. That is, intrinsically we are here, but we need to take it international. That is something that is definitely on our game plan. And of course, all our what we're offering is our 1-year free yoga program that we're going to be doing, and of course going 100% digital. That is the way forward. That is what we are looking at capturing. And I think these are some of the steps that we lost you, Sarvesh.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Yeah. So
yes, we have our free yoga that we want. We have, all kinds of, we have 35 different kinds of yoga workout videos that we do. We want to be able to take our SARVA brand to internationally. So yes, these are some of the things that we have in our game plan.
Sarvesh, would you like to share a little bit more about the long-term game plan and walk us through what exactly it is you're likely to clock in when it comes to your targets on revenues going forward?
Answer that slightly differently. I think the next 12-month plan is to at least, like I said, get to these 5 million users across our digital community. That's number 1. Number 2 is we plan to go out of India also in 4 major markets, which is namely UK, US, Singapore, and Indonesia, because we do believe that these 4 countries are doing exceedingly well. And a lot of our investors and our people and our community are also from this. Even today, about 8-10% of our revenue does come from global, which is largely from US and Singapore. And if I may say so, the plan for the next 12 months is that.
And I think the fundamental goal for us is in the next 12 months, we also are kind of the first main important thing that we want to do is we want to break even in the next 12 months. That will be the fundamental goal. And in this 5 million users, even if 1% of them start paying on a month-on-month basis, we just don't break even, but our gross margins would be much significantly higher than about 35%. So we're looking forward to this next 12 months. Like I said, the SARVA 2.0 app has just launched. So we have a lot more in store. The next 12 months is very important to us, just from a product, content standpoint. But we have some very clear revenue goals. We have very clear user goals, how much they need to be paying, what do we need to make it affordable and accessible, not just for India, but across the globe as well, to kind of get content from India by Indian instructors and so on.
Wait, so just to understand that more clearly, right now, if I download the SARVA Yoga app, what is it that I'm paying in order to enroll for classes? Is it free?
Yeah. So your first, the moment you download the SARVA app today, your first 30 days is free. And in that 30 days, you get access to all our 90,000 minutes of content. But if you want to pay after the 30 days, we have a 1 month, 3 month, and a 12-month subscription. Today, 90% of our users who are paid subscribers have actually subscribed for the 1-year plan. So you need to pay to access all our content, which is curated, personalized, and goal-driven. But in case you don't want to subscribe and don't want to pay, you still have access to a lot of content for free. And you can attend live classes on the app for 1 entire year, absolutely for free.
Okay, that's good to know. Thanks very much then, both of you, for joining in. Good luck on conquering the yoga world one breath at a time. Thanks so much for joining in.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.